Canadians woke up today to a trade war. This is not something that we wanted. It is unwarranted. It is wrong. It's illegal. And we are going to fight back. And Canadians are already showing that defiance. They're standing up for one another. They're showing that they want to buy Canadian. They're boycotting American. And this is going to be a difficult time. So I'm calling on, in this time, where workers are telling me that they are desperately worried if they are going to lose their jobs. We already have seen massive job losses in the steel sector as a result of the steel and aluminum tariffs, and now we're going to see across-the-board job losses. The impact of this is probably the worst economic attack on our country that we have experienced in our lifetime, and the repercussions can be devastating. People continually tell me they literally don't know if I will be able to go into my next shift, if I'm going to be laid off. There are auto workers talking about when there's pauses on the auto line, which normally happen, some of the workers are wondering, does this pause mean that we're shut down and we're going to go home and we lose our jobs? And what does that mean for a person? And they lose their job when you're living paycheck to paycheck. That means you could lose your home, not be able to put food on the table for your family, not be able to make your rent, not make your other bills. This is serious. Given the gravity of what we're up against, I'm calling on an emergency session of Parliament like we had in the pandemic. What we're witnessing could be worse than the pandemic and very likely will be worse. But Canadians are ready to fight back. And so my promise is we should fight back as well as elected officials. So an emergency session of Parliament where we do three things. One is we need to put in place supports for workers. Workers are already impacted. We need immediate supports. And I'm calling on EI to be immediately reformed so it is covering enough workers. It's a sufficient amount to cover people's bills, and it's quick. People can get it quick enough so that they can actually come in and support them. Secondly, we need to create good jobs in Canada. And so that build Canadian, buy Canadian plan at the federal level needs to be there so we can build more and create good jobs in this difficult time. And finally, I know while the Parliament doesn't need to be recalled to put in place the retaliatory tariffs, I believe we should send a united message as all leaders and all parties that we stand united together, opposed to these tariffs, and we're going to impose these retaliatory tariffs with a unified voice, denouncing Donald Trump's attack on our country. This is a time that calls for us to step up, to be united, and to fight back. And so I'm calling for an emergency session of Parliament to do exactly that.